Good morning, Luna. How are you?
Hello, teacher.
Hello, teacher. Hi, Goody. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, teacher. And my apologies because last week I forgot I had to meet with you because you know it was a short vacation and I went to visit my
Mhm.
parents. So to be honest, I forgot it.
Don't worry, it's okay. Good morning, Margie. How are you?
Hi, teacher. Fine, thank you for asking.
Nice. Hi, Jamie. How are you today?
Good morning, teacher.
Guess we're gonna wait 4 minutes more and then we start, okay? Maybe Esteban comes and then we just start. Okay, we're gonna start. Let me show you my screen. Mm, So, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing fine, that you had a nice holidays. Thank you for coming today. And yeah, we're gonna start. Today, we're gonna uh, do something different. Um, to practice speaking, we're gonna debate and see how it works. And before we start, I want to ask you, we're gonna do this short activity where you need to choose to one option either, for example, if I ask you coffee or tea, then you choose one, like the one you like the most, and then you tell me one reason why you chose it. Okay, you could say, for example, I choose coffee over tea, or I prefer coffee because um, it tastes really good and wakes me up in the morning, something like this. I don't know. Um, so, Luna, coffee or tea?
Mm, I prefer coffee, mainly because I am not a big fan of the tea. All the members in my family drink coffee, so I've been drinking coffee all my life, so I prefer coffee over tea.
That's good. Thank you, Luna. I also like more coffee. Um, Margie, books or movies?
I prefer books because I think it has a lot of details than the movies, and you can read about all the how do you say personajes
Characters?
characters. Okay, so do you can read a lot about the characters, but in the movies you can do that. So I prefer books.
Yeah, that is true, Margie. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, so think the same. But at this moment of my life, I prefer movies. I don't have time for reading, and movies are faster. But yeah, that's true. Books have more information about it, the story, about the story. You read online or in-person classes?
That's a good question. In my case, I like both of those topics or phrase because I consider that online it that is you need to face challenge if you want to learn by yourself. And in person classes is good because you have a social relationship and maybe you can learn about other people because you are checking every day or sharing time together. And it's easier to ask to your teacher, hey teacher, I don't understand this, and your teacher answer you faster. But online, sometimes your teacher takes time to answer you. So, but I like both.
Thank you, Judy. Yes, it's hard to choose online or in person. That's it. Jamie, for you, do you prefer coffee or tea?
I prefer coffee because I don't like tea flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, most of the people prefer coffee. Yeah, that was good. Now I want to like explain what is like a debate. Um, for you, what do you think that is a debate? Like, is it a fight, a discussion? Like, who wins? What do you think? Yuri, for you, what is a debate?
A debate is where one person talk about positive advantages and another person speak about negative. So you make discussion. Discussion, yes, is that word? Um,
Mhm.
each other, because everyone have different ideas. So you want to achieve or reach the same viewpoint. Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess
Got it.
that.
That is good, Judy. Margie, who you think that wins a debate?
I think there there aren't any wins because the idea of the debate is to discuss the ideas of each person. So I don't see a debate like a fight. Joe, I see is a discussion in a good way. So I don't think there is a wins. I think both are wins.
That is correct. I also think the same. Um, Luna, what makes a good argument?
Mm, what makes when you prepare and read about your, even though a debate is to express your opinion, you have to be like prepared about reading content and books, or I don't know, something that allows you to understand more the topic and the side you're taking in the debate. So you have to make, you have to read a lot of information about your side to make good arguments.
Mm-hmm. That is true also. Um, Girls, could you please write a really short definition in the about debate in the chat, with your own words, just really short, you know. Una definición corta en sus propias palabras que significa debate para usted.
Who teacher?
Porfa, escriban en el chat qué es para ustedes debate, pero bastante corto, no algo simple, porfa. Nice. So for Luna, a discussion of a topic in which people take sides and defend their ideas. A debate is when a group of people with different points of view meet to discuss about it. Yeah. Debate is to discuss an idea or argument with someone else from a diverse viewpoint. And it's a discussion between two or more people who present opposing viewpoints on a specific topic or issue. That is also correct. Uh, Thank you, girls. Mm. So, I'm gonna give you a short explanation, okay? And before we start, you guys are right in all what you just say. You know, this is a debate is like, yeah, you get together in groups or in pairs, and you discuss opposite viewpoints. And one, let's say, like one side supports the idea, you know, like a proposition, and then the other side or the other group argues against it. That's the opposition. And in English, you know, this helps you for as well, this helps you for your speaking skill and your persuasive communication, as well as your critical thinking, you know. And there are like some useful debate expressions that you can, yes, yeah, that you can use in English. But before I tell you, I want to tell you like about the structure. Normally, it has introduction of the topic. You present the topic, what you're gonna discuss in the debate, and what is your main idea. Let's say it like this. Then it comes the arguments. You need to support your position, of course, and you need to show some kind of evidence. Let's say you can say it, you can use examples, or you can use if you're someone said before, like read a if you already read a book before, you can mention the book or a specific author and so on. Then you have the rebuttals. That means that is like the answer from the opponent or the opponent's argument uh, when you just answer to the other side. Okay. Yes, I agree with you because of this, or I don't agree because of that, something like this. And then we have the conclusion. Conclusion is yeah, you summarize or you close your statement. Yeah. I want to end with this, saying that, and yeah, just a really short conclusion. And then you close. And then normally, if there is an audience, then um, people say, I agree with this side, or I agree with this, with that side, or that's what. That's like the structure. Introductions, arguments, reviews, and then conclusion. And for English, these are some examples. So when you start an opinion, you know, for the introduction, then you can say, in my opinion, I believe that from my point of view, as far as I'm concerned. And then in the part of the where you need to also to respond, like the rebuttals, then you can use some of these ones that are, those are like in agreeing, polite, and you use I agree with your point because of that. That's a good point, or you're right, I hadn't thought about that. I completely agree with that idea. In disagreement, you find things that phrases like I see your point, but I disagree because, and then you say why. And that it might be true or may be true, but I'm not sure I agree with that. Or on the other hand, or although we discussed that before, I still have or I still believe that something like this. So there are many, many kind of debate expressions that you can use. You always, in a debate, it's better to use a formal language, yes, polite and clear. Mm. And what else I can tell you? Mm. Today, try to use these expressions like this, okay? Mm. So you can practice your English and how do I say this? Like to think out of the box, like to not always use the same that you always use, okay? The same phrases. So try to use at least one different expression, okay? And then we have also things like adding or supporting ideas, like those are the connectors, that we talked in classes before, and those are like additionally, moreover, another reason is that, let me add something to that. In a debate, it's good to have one reason, but it's way better if you have two reasons to support your idea. Okay. The more reasons you have, the more probab probably that you or people believe or agree with you. Okay. It's like you need to persuade people to choose your idea, something like this. And then we have the challenging idea for rebuttal. You need to ask one question normally, or if you don't ask one question, you can tell the opponent that why you don't agree with him or with her. Okay, so things like what evidence supports that claim, or what example do you have? How can you be sure of that? Or that argument doesn't consider because of that. Have you thought about this? Okay. And at the end, we have expressions like to sum up, in conclusion. That's why I support this because of that, and or overall, I believe that. Okay, or really short. And yeah, so this is the debate section. We have some expressions. So, do you have any questions? ¿Tienen alguna pregunta?
Isn't we not? We don't have questions.
Thank you. So, now that we took up a little bit about it, we're gonna practice. So, I'm gonna ask you or give you one phrase, okay? You need to tell me you agree or you disagree and tell me sorry, why. You need to justify your opinion, okay? Mm, so, les voy a dar una frase a cada una y me tienen que decir por qué concuerdan o desacuerdan. So, Margie, money can buy happiness. Agree or disagree?
I am disagree, teacher. From my point of view, I think happiness can be, we can get happiness uh, with time, spend time with our families or our loved ones, but not with money. I think money is a superficial happiness. You can get money and yes, you can buy a lot of things or be or have a good economic situation, but I think forget that money you need to spend a lot of time working, and I think the most important is time with our, yes, with our loved ones. And for me, this is the happiness, not the money.
Nice, thank you, Margie. Yeah, the important you see, as Margie say, is to give one or two reasons and you explain why and give examples as well, like with the family, as Margie say, and so on. Thank you, Margie. And now, Luna, school uniforms should be mandatory.
Okay, so from my point of view, eh, I disagree with this uh, topic because I don't know, because I don't know, teacher. Can I
Think
remember?
one simple reason. One
Mm,
simple reason why you think it should, why you disagree. One something easy.
mm, no, I confuse. I
Mhm.
agree with your statement. Mm, because it helps students to be a more more, how can I say it, like presentables. Eh,
Mm, like to be more, mm, you can say, you can, in English, you can also say presentable, but
mm,
you can say like more
Teacher, maybe
uh,
well-being or well-dressed.
well dressed.
oh, well dressed.
Yes, well dressed or to look better for
Okay.
or mhm,
So because it helps students to be well dressed, and
mhm,
also because uh, some kids don't have like like some different types of clothes to wear every day if these were mandatory. So it's better for students and for fathers also.
Mm-hmm. That is good. You see, Luna, you need to try. It's good. Nice. Thank you, Luna. And thank you, Yuri, also for helping Luna. You see, you guys help each other is also good. Mm, so, Jamie, social media causes more harm than good.
Mm, I think it's not true if you know how to use it. But if you don't know how it works, maybe you share um, private information, so maybe it's dangerous for you.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Thank you, Jamie, for your point of view. And Judy, homework should be banned.
Ah, that's an interesting. Uh, to be honest, I consider that it depends because if your students are really nice and they work throughout the class, you shouldn't you shouldn't let them homework because you realize that they are learning and they work well. But when students don't like to study or they are not interested about your class, I guess that um, I guess that it, as a teacher, you need to let homework because it helps the students work by themselves to get a good score, and maybe don't miss their scholar year. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but for example, if you banned the homework, maybe you're gonna teach or you're gonna become lazy students. uh, yeah, I guess that it's important to let homeworks, but it depends.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea, Julie. And this is why I think it's good about debates that you also learn something. Like in a debate, it's like everyone wins, because everyone learns something from everyone. We all learn each other, and there are so many different opinions that uh, you need to be open-minded and in um, you and so you can learn, right? Yeah, and that's also important in a debate that you also respect each other's opinions. So now we practice this. We're gonna do a short activity. It's called build an argument together. So we have this statement here. Online learning is better than traditional classes because, and then each of you gonna give me um kind of like a reason, okay, different from the other person, and the last person needs to conclude, okay. So, I'm gonna explain in Spanish. Este es el statement, ¿sí? Para iniciar un argumento juntas. Entonces, yo voy a decir, aquí dice, online learning is better than traditional classes because, entonces van a ver, tres de ustedes me van a dar tres razones diferentes, pero la última persona va a concluir, ¿sí? Eh, entonces, pendiente. So, online learning is better than, than traditional classes because, Yuri,
Yes, teacher.
so continue the argument.
Okay. Because your learning is by yourself and you need to create a plan, study plan to improve your skills.
Thank you, Yuri. Now, Margie, what other reason you have?
Online learning is better than traditional classes because it allows students to study their own pace and their own schedule.
Thank you, Margie. Those are good reasons. Luna, one reason why online learning is better than traditional classes.
Mm, online learning is better than traditional classes because it often offers like flexibility, which allows students to learn like at their own pace from everywhere. Like, for example, your case, obviously, while providing, um, can I say, providing access to all the resources that teachers or the university provides to understand the the classes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Luna. That's good. And Jamie, give me please a short conclusion about we just spoke before.
Um, Online learning is better than traditional classes because you have a free time to do your own schedule. Um, you can learn by yourself, and
Mhm.
I don't remember the last one.
Okay, doesn't matter, Jamie, but you tried. It's the important thing. The easy when we talk about conclusion, the easiest way to think about it, I think, is to in a conclusion, is like you say everything in other words, like you just did. Um, it's yeah, just that everything that every person mentioned, you sum it up and you say it in other words. Is this is the conclusion? It's not so difficult, I would say. But it's important, because you take all the points and you explain them in a short way, I would say, or in another way, in other words, to people understand better. And now, it's important to know in a debate when we are talking about a fact or an opinion. Okay. No, an opinion, you explain an opinion, you express your feelings, your belief, or personal judgment, something that you can't prove if it's right or wrong. And and most of them people just disagree about. And in a fact, it's something that is already proven that is false or that is true, right? You have evidence or you have data or you it has a previous observation and um, in a fact everyone agrees on it. No, even if they don't like it, they agree because it's a fact, it's something that is proven. Okay. Mm, so I'm gonna ask you in these 10 random uh, statements, what do you think? What do you think? If it's a fact or if it's or or an opinion. Okay. Eh, is it clear? Should I explain in Spanish?
I don't understand very well, teacher.
Ujú. Bueno, voy a preguntarle a cada una de ustedes random, de manera random, y les voy a dar como una frase, ¿sí? Y me tienen que decir qué piensan si la frase es una opinión o es un hecho, ¿sí? Entonces, un hecho es algo que está probado, está comprobado si es cierto o no. Y es algo que está probado y todo el mundo concuerda con eso, pero no puede estar en desacuerdo porque ya está probado. En cambio, una opinión es fácil porque pues se puede estar en acuerdo o en desacuerdo, es tu propia forma de pensarse, como es- expresas tu propia idea o sentimiento o creencia. Entonces, por ejemplo, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Yuri, do you think this is a fact or do you think this is an opinion?
That is an fact.
That is correct. And Luna, Saturdays are the best day of the week. A fact or an opinion?
An opinion.
That's good. Um, Jamie, most people use smartphones daily. Fact or opinion?
Fact.
Yeah, yeah, it's how do you say? Um,
I say it fact.
who say it? Sorry,
Jamie.
Jamie. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because I can see. Yeah, it's something that you can prove or disapprove. Okay, so mm, it could be also an opinion. Okay. Mm, why would you say it's a fact, Jamie?
Um, because it say most of people. It doesn't say all of people. So I think maybe it passed in a previous study.
Okay, that's correct. That's also a good explanation. Um, but it needs evidence. Okay, so for this you will need to do like I think an statistic um, to to prove this. So in this it's more like an opinion than a fact. Mm, now I was missing Margie, or I think it's Margie. Margie, chocolate ice cream tastes better than vanilla.
Yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. Um, this is an opinion, but for me, it's a fact.
Funny answer. That's- but that's true. It's an opinion. And Luna, the Amazon is the largest rainforest in the world.
It's a fact
Correct. Why do you think it's a fact?
because there are because it's como I can say I don't know a proof. No,
Yeah, proof, proven.
yeah, that is the largest rainforest in the
hmm
world.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Luna. It's proven. That's why it's a fact. Judy, school should start at 10 a.m. instead of 7 a.m.
Teacher, what is the meaning of instead?
Start?
Is
No, instead, in this day, in this
it,
day.
um, uh, no, that's an opinion.
Why you think it's an opinion?
Because I guess that 10 is pretty late to start classes, and sometimes students feel 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 laziness. Um, because I consider that students learned easier early because they wake up and they are ready to start their morning, while 10 a.m. I consider that is late.
Thank you, Judy. Yes, when you think about a fact or an opinion, you just need to think that a fact needs evidence, okay? And an opinion don't need evidence. Here in school should start at 10 in the morning. Why? Why? You don't have evidence and stuff. So it's more like an opinion. Okay, that's correct, Judy. Jamie, the Eiffel Tower is located in Paris. Fact or opinion?
Fact.
Mhm, correct. Luna, reading is more enjoyable than watching TV.
That is an opinion.
Mhm, correct. Margie, there are 365 days in a year.
It's a fact.
This is a fact. And Judy, teenagers spend too much time on social media.
Um, what do you say, teacher?
Teenagers spend too much time on social media.
That is a fact.
That is correct. This is a fact. Um, yeah, it is. It like in there are. You can say like there are studies that shows nowadays that this could be a fact. And yeah, give me a second. Now we're gonna do a debate, okay? Some of you, we're gonna choose so this gonna be in pairs. One of you is gonna have one topic that is social media does more harm than good, and the other one's gonna have school uniforms should be mandatory. Okay. There are gonna be one of us gonna be for, and the other one is gonna be against. Uno va a estar a favor y el otro a contra. Before we start, remember that you need to have an introduction, okay? You need to have an introduction. That means you need to really short, like, or briefly, you need to state your position, okay? Either if it's for or if it's against. So I'm in favor of this topic because, or I am against this topic because I don't agree or I disagree. You can use many expressions. Then comes the arguments. You give one or two strong reasons to support your position. Some can say one reason is that, and the other reason is this one. And then you finish. Okay. Then comes the other group or the other person in this case. And then it needs to rebuttal. But first, you need to tell some expressions like I disagree or I agree, or if it's simple, or you can use some people think, but I believe, or the argument ignores the fact that, okay. And at the end, a conclusion. So you summarize your opinion. And you say to conclude, I believe, or that's what I support. So give me a moment. I give you like an example. Let's say Luna and Yuri are together. Let's say. So Luna is for, Yuri is against. It's an example. So en un ejemplo, Luna está a favor y Yuri está en contra. Primero Luna introduce por qué está a favor. ¿Sí? Estoy a favor de usar los uniformes porque esto y esto. Una, hay dos razones o una razón simplemente. Luego, cuando Luna termina el argumento, comes Yuri. Then Yuri says, I disagree because of that. Or you can also say, I agree with that, but I also think, and then you say the opposite, okay? Then when Yuri is finished, then it comes the conclusion. So Yuri is gonna conclude, and then at the end, Luna concludes its statement. You can conclude, Luna can conclude responding to Yuri, or just mm, doing a one more argument about her opinion. So, al final concluye, digamos, Yuri y después cuando Yuri termine, concluye Luna diciendo por qué no está de acuerdo de pronto con la opinión de Yuri y or diciendo un argumento más sobre su, su opinión. So, do you have questions? ¿Tienen preguntas? Or should I explain again? O lo explico de nuevo. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Si no tienen preguntas, entonces vamos a empezar. Igual yo los voy a guiar, obviamente. Cuando les toca, cuando no les toca hablar y así sucesivamente. So, Luna and Margie, you're gonna have social media does more harm than good. Okay, Luna, Margie. Y Judy y Jamie, you're gonna have school uniforms should be mandatory. Okay. Luna, you're gonna be in favor. Okay. As of four, you're gonna be for. And Margie, you're gonna be against. ¿Sí? Luna,
Okay.
Luna vas a estar de acuerdo y Margie va a estar de desacuerdo. And Judy, you're gonna be for. School's uniform should be mandatory. And Jamie, you're gonna be against. Okay. You have like 5 minutes to think in your ideas or how you want to tell your opinion. And then we start. Okay, guys?
Teacher,
First,
sorry, I am for or against.
you are for, a
Okay.
favor. And yeah, and this is the structure. So remember, Luna, Margie, social media does harm, more harm than good. Judy, Jamie, school uniform should be mandatory. It is the structure, so you kind of know, and then in 5 minutes I come back, and then we start with Luna and Jane, and Margie, sorry.
Teacher,
Yes?
we need to start now, yes?
No, in 3 minutes, okay?
Okay,
Think
thank you.
about your ideas, and then we start. Okay, so we're gonna start now with Luna and Margie about social media does more harm than good. Hmm? So Luna, because you are four, you're gonna start, okay, with the introduction in your state for your position.
Okay, so this social media is more harm than good. Eh, I'm in favor of this topic because I think that uh, social media harms like your mental health through, for example, cyberbullying. And if we see the most affected are often teenagers because they spend a lot of time on social media. They even became addicted to social media, to navigate through social media. So, another reason that I consider is to support this, my position, is because also social media tends to, for example, to disrupt our real world or communication skills because if now is a bit normal or to have none or less like face-to-face interaction because we talk through social media with people, so we don't have the face-to-face interaction. So we start like build we start to build kind of superficial relationships because there's no like a genuine connection on the
Mhm.
parts. So yeah, that's it.
Really good, Luna. Many reasons. That is always good. Margie, give me please your arguments.
Yes, well, for me, I am disagree with the topic, because I believe there are a lot of benefits of social media, like global connection, access to information, and also opportunities for education. Um, in my case, one of my reasons that social media are good is because allow people to stay connected with family and friends, especially those who live far away. And another reason is because many students and professionals use social media to access for free resources, online classes, and educational, yes, connect
Mhm.
like YouTube or LinkedIn. And I think the ideas that Luna says mm, are true, but I think the problem is no social media itself, and but is how people use it. So for that reason, I think cyberbullying exists. But for example, I also think the cyberbullying is more for teenagers. But I think teenagers can use social media. So yes, I don't think the problem is no social media. And I think it has a lot of benefits for our life.
Oh, really good, Margie. So Margie already gave us rebuttal and conclusion. Now, Luna, could you please make also a small conclusion, like Margie also just did?
Yes, I agree with your point of all your points because the main uh, the main like topic of this I consider is the uh, social media is harm or good. It will depend of your use. So I believe that social media is good in general if you know how to use it. So yeah.
Yeah, really good, girls. Conclusion, you need to use, so you need to know how to use social media. Really good debate. I like it. Um, now um, we're gonna continue with school uniforms should be mandatory. So, Judy, you start, please.
Oh, okay. I am in favor of this topic because it represents the institution or schools, um, and it helps to well, well, uh, well dress each student. Mm, yeah, I need to say more.
No, it's okay. One or two reasons is good. Thank you,
Okay.
Judy. Now, Jamie, what about you?
I am against because I believe students should have the freedom to express themselves throughout their clothing. Yeah. Um, One reason is it's because the uniforms limit students um, about their self-expression. And another reason is because the parents need to buy uniforms and it can be more expensive, especially when they need to buy casual clothes too.
Mhm. Could you please rebuttal like or make a conclusion like um about what Judy said? Like why would you disagree about Judy's ideas?
Mm, I think some people think the uniforms promote equality, eh, but I think you can promote that without wearing the same clothes.
Mhm. Good. Now, Judy, could you please make a conclusion and rebuttal? Jamie?
All right. In to conclude, I believe, uh, I don't know, um, students should wear the same theme because it there's there's less pressure to follow fashion, or because when everyone have different styles, students are focused on what others are wearing, and they are not focused on their studies. So I consider that uniforms uh, promote academic environment, and it helps students graduate successfully.
Mhm. Yeah, good. Thank you, Judy, and thank you, Jamie. Nice. I hope it was not so difficult for you. I think you did good. The important thing in debating, I think, is to support your ideas and to to listen the other person well, pay attention, so you can rebuttal. Because if you don't listen or don't pay too much attention, then you get lost and you don't know how can you argument the other person, or how can you uh, mm, have more arguments for your own position, right? But you did really good. I don't think, you did, it was not so difficult, I hope. Eh, um, or what do you think? Luna, was it difficult for you?
No, because you have to like organize your ideas and like you were saying, listen to your opponent to
Yeah.
conclude or to to respond. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was pretty simple.
Thank you, Luna. I'm glad to hear that. For Margie, was it difficult or was it easy?
No, teacher, it was easy. Um, just to have the time to make the words, the phrases, the arguments. But yes, it was simple.
Thank you, Margie. I'm glad to hear that. Judy, what about you?
I think that it was good because it helps to learn new vocabulary and think um, with the debate structure and change ideas with our classmates.
Mhm. Good. And Jamie, was it difficult for you?
It isn't. I think it was funny. It's a little bit difficult for me think about the answers, but it's like a personal thing.
Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, it depends on the topic, that I think it would be easy for you or it would be difficult. If case, let's say that you agree in a topic, but you have against, let's say that you have against, but you agree, so you want it for. So it's sometimes difficult to agree in something that you disagree, you know. Um, and yeah, but it helps you also. But in English, it's good because you don't need to think if you agree or you disagree. You just need to think about the expressions, so you get better in your English. Um, Now we're gonna do this reflection I have. This is like almost the last activity. Okay. I send you here the link. It's a Padlet. The chat. It's more like a reflection thing. It's about debating about class today. So you need to write down one useful phrase that you use or learn, one thing you liked or found difficult, okay, and one way to improve your debating skills, or like a tip or advice that you would give to your classmates so they can improve their debating skills. Okay, una frase que aprendieron o usaron, una cosa que les gustó, encontraron difícil y un consejo para mejorar los debating skills. Okay. Yeah, write your answers on the Padlet and then we read them together. Okay. Nice. So, um, Jamie, could you please read your answer? Oh, Jamie, yes, your answers.
Yeah.
Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. I like being able to express our ideas with a little time to think, so the ideas were more authentic. And I would like to choose the point of view in the next debates that I want to defend.
Nice, Jamie. Really good. Thank you. Yes, it's always good to choose the point of view. It's easier. Um, but the other thing is that you learn also that when you don't have what you want, you learn. Thank you, Jamie. I'm happy for you. Who is awesome? This is Judy. Awesome, Judy. Please read for us your answer.
All right. I learned the word bond. I didn't know it before, so it's easier now. During the class, I liked to speak and change arguments with my classmates. It was fun and joy. And in my opinion, I consider one way to improve my debate skills is investigating about topics and then find someone to discuss it.
Thank you, Judy. Yes, that's true. When you know a little bit of everything, then you have uh, good arguments to debate. Um, Lorena, who is? This is Margie.
Yes.
Margie, please.
Yes, one useful phrase I used for learn was from my point of view. I learned this phrase today, and for me it was interesting because I usually say in my opinion or I believe, so I can now have more vocabulary. And one thing I like about the debate was listening to my partner and thinking of reason to debate, like that part because I can practice listening and speaking quickly. And one way to improve the debate is to have more time to investigate more reasons.
Thank you, Margie. I'm happy for you that it helped you learn a little bit today new phrases and also to practice your listening is also good. And now, Luna, please.
Okay, so one thing I learned was, well, all the expressions, I think they were really nice. For example, I agree with your idea because, and then you give your opinion. Um, I found difficult my position in the debate because I didn't agree, but I had to. And also, and also how to answer to a rebuttal because it's, I don't know, it's difficult for me. And I consider that talking with confidence, even when you are not so sure about your argument, is a way to improve your debating skill.
Thank you, Luna. And this is, I think, really a really good point, and really nice advice, I think, for everyone. And that I also forgot to have, confidence when you are not sure about your argument. It's good. And also, try to not think about your English. Oh, I'm gonna say this wrong or it doesn't sound right. No, I think you need to keep it simple, keep it simple and one reason at least or two, simple and show confidence when you're talking that you know what you're talking about, and then the rest it would be how you say this. easier, like to debate. Girls, and to finish the class, I would like to ask you. I close here. I would like to ask you. mm, so, if you had to debate in front of 1,000 people tomorrow, what topic would you choose and why? You can just keep it simple and you can say, I would choose this topic because, and then you say your reason. Okay? So, Judy, if you had to debate in front of 1,000 people tomorrow, what topic would you choose?
I would like to talk about coffee.
Why?
Because I think that coffee now is around is worldwide, and everyone drinks coffee. So I will explain that why it's important to drink coffee, because coffee producers work pretty hard to represent their product. So it's really important to consider and know the history behind of each coffee cup. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, good topic, I would say also, Judy. It's a topic you can talk about many things around. It's really like a big topic, I also think. Thank you, Judy. Margie, if you had to debate in front of 1,000 people tomorrow, what topic would you choose?
I think I choose the topic of work at home is better than work at site.
Why would you choose that topic?
Because I think it has more benefit is more I know beneficial
Beneficial, yeah.
beneficial to the companies and for employers to work at home. But I think now here in Colombia there aren't a lot of works at home, and I don't know. I am against with that.
That's good. Thank you, Margie. That's also a good topic. Jamie, if you had to debate in front of 1,000 people tomorrow, what topic would you choose?
I would like the same topic about the homeworks because I think in Colombia, more in the school, the teacher just focus in homework and not in work at the class. I think it should be banned.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, that's also a good topic to make people think about it. And Luna, what about you? What topic would you choose?
I would choose the time s- school starts because I strongly believe that students uh, are not like fully awake when school starts, so they really don't pay attention because are like most the kids, little kids, because they some schools start really earlier. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Luna. And yeah, there are, I think there are in many other countries where for little ones, the school starts not so early because of that reason. But in Colombia, better we don't say anything, but we all know that that doesn't happen. Um, Thank you, girls. Thank you for your attendance. I hope you have a nice day today. Thank you for your participation. I hope also you learned something and that you practice today your speaking. Um, Remember class for Thursday? And just so you know, we only have two classes left. Okay, Thursday and next Tuesday. Okay, so I'll be waiting for you. And thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, teacher. Goodbye.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.